What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to discuss EA Play Live 2022 not happening. Now, there's a couple things that I guess talk about in regards to this. The first thing is that I don't ever remember it being confirmed. That's the first thing. So, Nibel tweeted this out, and everybody. It's not just him. I'm not saying it's just him, but EA Play 2022 is canceled. He links to IGN. Many other people are literally saying, this is canceled. We have exciting things happening at our world-class studios, and this year we'll reveal much more about these projects when the time is right for each of them. So I was going to make the joke, but then I thought people would get all upset that I don't think you can cancel what was never confirmed. And that could just be me. It could be like a Mandela effect. Who knows what it is? But I don't ever remember it being confirmed that EA was going to do this. Like, it was locked in. Now, it's like normal that every E3 time or, summertime, EA does this. That it's definitely like a routine, but I don't know if they ever at any point said, yes, book it this summer, we're going to do it. But maybe they did. So I don't want to spend too much time harping on that. Maybe that's wrong. I do want to talk about it from a larger point of view, though. I was actually talking to my cousin about this. It sucks, but I think it also shows and I got to make sure I word this right? Because people get pretty mad if I say the wrong things in this regard. It shows a dying medium, which would be E3, not the gaming industry. The gaming industry is not dying, but in my opinion, it shows this dying old giant that used to be, right? E3, or what was perceived as E3, and it's going out. And these developers and these publishers are doing something different. And whether it's liked or hated, they're doing something different. I think at its core, what EA did here is nothing. I really don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it says anything negatively about them. Now, I know there's people talking about, I think I saw like a thread on like Battlefield where it's like, oh, you cowards, you're not going to, say anything about Battlefield. I mean, EA has problems, right? And like each individual, you can go in each individual like subsector and say, okay, well, there's been legit issues here and all that stuff. And I think there is legitimate issues with Battlefield 2042 and communication there and all that stuff. But in reality, they're kind of just approaching we don't want to do this show for the sake of doing this show. And in that regards, I actually respect them a very good amount. I respect them more than I actually respect many of these publishers that I do think, not all of them, but I do think, again, many of them almost have this like blood ritual alliance to do something just for the sake of doing it. It's honestly even an argument that's been made for Sony, and you can, by the way, this is not just attached to these developers or publishers at E3. This can be if they do their own thing and they start to mess with fans' expectations or just make people upset there. Again, Sony being a recent example. While I did not mind that state of play dedicated to the Japanese, basically the Japanese games, I didn't mind it, but many people I saw online, right, countless people said like that was unnecessary. Like you just did it almost just to do it for some reason. And again, while I don't necessarily agree, that's number one, just my opinion. But number two, that's still a narrative that people are saying, and that's totally cool. So again, I'm not saying this is a be-all, end-all with E3, but it does seem like to me, and I've said this before, right? E3, I get it. I know how much people love this thing, and I've never been to one. I've never gone to any of these things, and I've gone to some like fan convention meetups for other things in the past, and this was like years ago, and this was me as a fan. I've never gone to an E3 as like a media, and trust me, I don't want to be I don't want to even be a part of what would be considered the game's media. So maybe I actually don't want to go, but no, it would be cool. It would be cool to do it. I would like something like this to kind of unite everybody in person. Like, I like the idea. I've always liked the idea. I always will like the idea. But what E3 has become now, and by the way, again, I'm not dumb. Like, I know this is not E3. This is EA Play. But the point is, I think they're actually doing the right thing here. They're basically saying, hey, we got a lot going on. We have a lot of games and all that stuff. Jedi Fallen Order. And you know what? Again, they'll show it at the right time. They'll do it at, the Star Wars Celebration, okay? They'll do that there. If they have The Sims, the 500th pack for The Sims 4, they'll announce that when they want to. Dead Space, they're doing a very good job, I would say, with the Dead Space remake, having the live stream with the developers. I think that's a really good idea. So, like, that's fine. You don't need to do a show if you don't have the necessary material. I get more mad, I guess. I get mad like at a WB Games where it's like you have enough material to do one of these, and instead you give a 50-second Wonder Woman trailer to Jeff Keeley. You show Gotham Knights. You tweet Gotham Knights on a random Wednesday. You only do Gotham Knights at DC Fandom. You'll only do Rocksteady, I guess, Suicide Squad, right? You only do them at DC Fandom. Like, what are you actually doing? So I guess even Lego Star Wars was only really a Jeff Keeley thing that appeared at every Jeff Keeley show over the last 2 years. So again, I would just say you only do it if you have the right materials. But it is sad. It is sad in a way because what has always been perceived as E3 is dead. It's dead. It's been dying, okay, for a very long time, as I've said. And it's really over the last 2 years, you could argue, the stuff around the world is what did the final blow, and I would probably agree, right? But I think, we've reached it. 2 years ago, E3 canceled. Last year, E3 was a shell of its former self, not in person. Half of them went. And then half of the half were actually good. Now, I did say, I will give them credit. Microsoft killed it. Microsoft's E3 last year was incredible. Nintendo's was actually really darn, I liked it quite a bit. They did great. Really, everybody else was either 50-50 or they were god-awful, right? So it's like, okay, well, do you even need an E3? Then this year, it's canceled all out. Well, then now we're only going to go, digital again. Well, nobody really wants to do it. Microsoft, nobody really wants to participate. And somebody, obviously some of them will. And then again, I get this isn't E3, but EA was a part of E3. Then EA did EA Play Live. And so again, it's kind of like what you would actually, EA Play Live, remember, kind of stemmed from their spin-off of E3. They did an E3 show and they called it EA Play Live. So it's like, it was kind of born from it. So, it's what people think of when they think of EA's E3 is this. So it does suck to see it go away, but to hold it together or to expect these people or these companies, right, to do it just to do it, that's how you get horrible, that's how you get laughable shows. That's how you get basically a group therapy session that we got at that Take-Two one last year, right? Something that just, who watched that? Really nobody, right, except to laugh at them. It's like, that's what you end up getting. You don't get what E3 was kind of born for, which is games, just nonstop games, people coming together for games, which you obviously lose if you're not in person. So it's okay. It's okay. As I've said, I do think there's alternatives to this. They're not perfect, and they all need to come together in order to make it work, and that's going to take a long time. But you know what? It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.